Hmm. Hmm. Oh, yeah. It's working.
Okay.
Maybe. Hello? This is a... this is a podcast, technically. This is a new microphone, not an iPhone. Maybe say something, baby.
Hey, what's up?
First weed. This is episode 6 on the, I don't know what to do with my life podcast. And first weed. Weed first.
I love that name. It's very fitting for folks like us. Here, shotgun.
Yeah. You said you didn't want any.
I just want a little bit.
Episode 6. I said that, right?
Yeah, you said it already. Here.
I loaded the weed too tight. You're packing in too much. As anyone who may or may not listen to this knows, it's all about airflow. And if it's not flowing in right, it's too tight. This is way better sound.
Is it really? You're the only one with headphones. I don't even have any
It
headphones.
sounds pretty good. It almost sounds like a radio show, but it's recorded, not live. Wow.
Yeah.
So where should we move?
I mean, maybe
So
you
Portland
wanna
sucks.
Tell them who I am.
No. That's
So
I already
they're
told
like,
them. They already
who's
know
this
about
random
that.
chick on the podcast.
They already know about it. It's my girlfriend that
This
I said
random
was going to
black
be on
chick.
here at some point. Anyway,
Yeah, her name's Ashton.
so
Moreau.
Portland sucks.
Yeah.
And the reason we're here is technically because of my baby.
Partly because of me.
No,
Okay,
completely.
Okay, because of me. Not
Completely.
gonna lie.
Yeah. I don't like how this thing's swinging away. I gotta do more weed.
No, you don't need.
Okay,
more
so we
weed.
moved here. Why did we move here?
I always found that coming to Portland made me feel safe. And then once I moved here, I realized that was the complete opposite.
Place sucks,
And
dude.
that in a lot of ways I don't feel
You
safe
know how much shit I've seen?
because
of
of all of the
people-
transients.
We're
But I was just going to shows.
talking a little loud, babe.
Oh, my bad.
Go back a little bit. Jeez. The homelessness.
It's a real problem.
I saw a guy pee. He came around the corner. He looked right at me, and then he kept looking at me. Then he pulled his penis out. Then he started peeing, and he kept looking at me. And I was like, "Wow,
I mean, it happens every day.
that doesn't happen." I mean, it happens here. That doesn't. That's not like a. I thought you were gonna say, "Oh, it happens."
No, but I'm just saying, like,
That was crazy. And this guy took a shit in the middle of an intersection, in the middle of the day. That was crazy. Wow. Yeah.
yeah, I mean,
I mean, it's nice in many ways, but it's
you're in a conflict every day here. You have to keep your guard up.
I don't know if you're in a conflict. It's just
Well,
scuzzy.
you're kind of like thinking about whether or not to call the police when you're just out and about getting your groceries, and that's not no matter what neighborhood you're in. And
Anyway,
that's
boring,
unsettling.
just like Portland.
But
I like having the microphone. I can make sounds with it. But anyway, so I said earlier in one of these damn things that I lived in Spokane, in Seattle, and then lived in Portland. That is the full. We need like a divider here so you're not staring at me. Look over here, like there's an audience or something.
I'm not staring at you.
You're staring at the
I'm
side of
looking
my
at the
head,
guitar
and
across
I'm
the room.
looking forward like it's a show, and you're like staring at the side of my head.
Oh my goodness.
Jeez,
Okay.
you need like a divider, like I'm Hendrix when he used to sing.
All right. Anyway, let me turn my
He
body
used to
this
cover.
way then.
Yeah, exactly. He used to cover himself up when he sang. He was self-conscious.
Towards
That's all I'm
The
gonna be
amp.
with radio.
Jake's amp.
Yeah, look at that.
I will.
Anyway, but I've lived in the Northwest Triangle, so I've played that out. And I've lived in the middle of the country. I'm not doing the middle. So you go down into California, or you go East Coast.
But I bet a lot of people are like thinking like the Northwest is nice. Like,
But
why are
they're
you
thinking
complaining about it?
Big ass nuts. No, it's
Like you came from Seattle. Like, why would you complain about that?
Why are you talking so loud always?
Because I have a lot of voice.
I turned your shit down, and goddamn. But you know,
Maybe.
hover a couple inches.
All right,
You know,
my bad. Okay.
and maybe a little closer than that. I can't hear you.
But no, I feel like people would be like, "Why are you complaining?"
Well,
coming
first of
from
all,
Seattle?"
the
'Cause
thing
it's,
is,
awesome.
like I said, like I always say, I used to live in Iowa, so it's not like Portland is shitty.
Oh yeah.
Portland is actually really nice. I gotta move my muff. Portland is really nice. If I was here raising a family and I wanted to go to a place with a bunch of trees and shit, this place is kick ass. And there's a good food and shit. Pretty good. There's hipster barbecue, but we'll get into that later.
Mm-hmm.
There's good food though, and it's a pretty cool city. But for what we need, for what I want, to find a fucking guitar player that doesn't gargle balls.
No, because
a band that doesn't suck dick.
Well, I mean, we haven't
And
found
it just
any
has
musicians out here.
It just has a small feel. Yeah, I told him that. I told myself that when I listened back to this, and no one else is listening.
Right, but
Cam might listen, and
I
don't want you listening, just in case I. But anyway, so Portland's all right, but for me, it ain't a fit. And the people here are pussies, sort of.
A little bit.
So, yeah, that's what I always said in the band. Remember, there's no what is it?
It was like
no one in the band.
Nobody in the band.
No pussies in the band. That
No
includes the
pussies in
person
the
that
band.
has one. Has one, yeah.
Anybody who's ever been in a band has felt that way,
And that includes the
especially
woman.
rock and roll.
If you're
blues,
gonna be a
it's
chick
like
in the
you
band,
can't be a fucking pussy.
Yeah, if you're gonna be a chick in the band, you can't be a wuss.
No.
Because you won't be in the band if you're with a bunch of guys.
Yeah. And you can't start, even if you're a guy, like you can't start acting like a chick.
But that's what I'm saying.
That
like,
happens a lot.
Especially if you're a chick. But then if the chick isn't acting like a bitch, then you especially need to not be acting like a bitch.
Exactly.
If she's not and she is one, then okay. Like, geez, hang on.
And not even like from a passive aggressive standpoint that I'm saying this because I actually went through this.
Outwardly aggressive.
I'm just saying, but I've experienced that where men in a band act like women. Like
everyone
pussies.
just gets emotional about shit. But anyway, so if that would have worked out here in Portland, it'd be a different story. And also, they have like one tall building. I kind of I like to see what I could like earn. Like when you see all these tall, you're like, damn, you see these tall buildings, you're like, oh shit. If I do some shit, I could get my name on one of those bitches.
Or just be inspired by the fact that human beings can actually build stuff really, really tall.
I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, so leaving. For whatever reason, I'm out. California seems cool, and I was talking earlier. I could get used to the heat for the first time in my life and not be devastated every time it's above like 80 degrees.
Yeah.
Because I can't get used to it. I still feel like if I got used to it, it'd be fine.
I guess. I don't really know.
I don't know. But the other thing would be going to the East Coast. But the real thing was, I was also saying, we should get a Japanese futon.
Yeah, we should get
traditional
a Japanese
one.
futon.
A traditional one. And then sell all of our stuff. And you get rid of all your clothes.
I don't want to get rid of all
we don't
my
need this
clothes.
table. And I can get a smaller amp. And we just travel around.
Yeah, the problem with that
There's no
is,
problem.
like, well,
That's
there
it.
is no problem. I could get rid of some of my clothes, but I'm not willing to get rid of like
no,
my
all of
leather
them. You have to get rid of
jackets
all of them. Because those are heavy. The leather jackets are the heaviest.
I
those
mean,
have
I
to go
sold
first.
half of them already. But, you know, I don't want to get rid of all of them.
Not all of them. You get one yukata and some sandals to bring on the road.
No, I don't
That's
want
what
no
you get.
sandals.
You wash them every day in the sink.
No. I need my clothes. To a certain
stupid
degree.
though. Yeah, it's just I don't know because the stupid shit always weighs you down.
Well, yeah, I agree. It's stupid to have a bunch of clothes, but I still feel like, you know, I'm still a girl.
Oh
I'm
my
a
god.
woman. Still,
Stay
I
up on
still
that
want
mic.
my cute shoes.
Stay up on
Not
that
too many
mic.
of them, but
Get up on that mic, girl.
I am on the mic.
I was talking about what you look like today.
Oh, for
damn.
real? If I say something, are you just gonna be
You're
like,
now
anyways?
you're kind of too loud. Don't get too much.
Because you like keep doing that.
No, I was just. What did you say?
Just anything I say, you're just like, yeah. Anyways.
But
like,
what did you say
changing the
this time?
subject. I was commenting on what you just said about.
Sounds boring. Hey, this is for entertaining. You're ruining it. I was talking about your weird face today.
Yeah, about my looks.
It's kind of flat.
Yeah,
And it's wide.
Well, there was somebody actually in
It could be
5th
Japanese.
grade.
You could be Japanese.
By the way, my name's Ashton Rowe,
Too loud.
and I grew up in an
oscillating
awesome small place called Tacoma, Washington. and I grew up in the most suburban
Isn't
part
that
of
a
Tacoma,
freeway
Washington.
town? Freeway town?
Tacoma itself, some people call it that, but they don't know. But
Tacoma is the first place I ever did cocaine. It's a classy place.
well, you can Google it.
It's a good place.
You can Google where exactly I'm from, which is northeast Tacoma, Washington. And if you Google it, you'll see it's the most suburban part of Tacoma.
Who are you talking to?
I'm talking to the people out there that don't know me yet.
Yeah, I think you're talking to me because no one's listening.
Okay,
I'm going to listen to it.
You probably don't know this either, but anyway.
Oh, I know everything.
There was
about
a
Tacoma,
shithead
that is.
in the fucking 6th grade, or maybe it was 5th grade. It was middle school.
Shit nuts.
And it was like the time where you feel worse about yourself and you have like pimples on your face. Or you feel like
Oh,
you just,
this is boring.
you're
Maybe.
just fucking ugly. And he told me, he was like, you have the flattest face I've ever seen.
It is
You're
flat.
so ugly.
It's crazy looking.
And then he just like punched
hot,
me or
though.
something and then like ran away.
I would have done
He
that.
like punched me in the shoulder. And I was like, after that, like it was like ingrained in my head, like you know how those like shitty little kids when
Yeah,
you're
but
younger.
I would have punched you because you were hot. That's how you express your love back then.
Yeah, but it was like ingrained in my
Wow.
head, and I was like, well, I always thought I had a flat face after
It is
that.
flat, but it doesn't mean it's not.
And I
good
realized
looking.
it is, but it's not like ugly flat. It's just flat.
Yeah, it's flat, but it's hot.
But I have big ass lips, which
the big
I,
eyes
you
and the
know,
big lips. And
everybody wants
No one
that,
ever pinched
right?
them like this. Crazy.
Is that
Anyway,
that's good.
so then if we got a Japanese futon and you go to the East Coast,
It's very resourceful.
I'm thinking New
because
York.
You can fold it up.
New York,
Oh, I just did the P thing.
it's
Into the
fine.
mic
Whatever. Who gives a shit?
That singers hate.
No one's listening.
Okay.
I wonder if anyone would listen. I say that
Well, if
every
they
other
do,
one.
I hope they do, and I
Hmm.
hope they come up with questions for you.
This is a way better
for
way to
us
do
so
it.
that we can actually answer them next show.
I'm gonna do it like this at home. It sounds
'Cause
way
we will.
better. Anyway, but
Mm-hmm.
if we go to New York and have no bed, we can get a micro studio and live
What is
probably
a micro studio?
It's one room. It's like a closet, and that's your whole everything.
How big is it?
It's like 75 square feet.
Yeah, no, never gonna happen.
We get a futon. The
Absolutely
futon takes
not.
up no shit. Here's what you do.
I'm not living in that small.
I don't know if you're
space.
familiar with the Japanese. So the living
I'm
room,
31 years old.
the living room is the bedroom, and when you go in, you have a little table.
No,
Yeah, it is.
No.
You have a table.
I did not come 31 years to have a bed and a little table.
Come from where? No, it's a bed and a table, and then when it's time to sleep, you move the bed and the table, and you bring out the bed. So you treat the one room like the one room. It has a bathroom and stuff. It had everything you need. Kitchen,
No,
bathroom,
it's not
living
everything
space,
you need at
sleeping
31 years old.
space.
Everything you need at 31 years old
What if
is
you found
a fucking
one-
career and some money.
What if you found one that was a loft?
You know, I
Where the
love
bed
lofts,
is up
but
above.
if it's 200 square feet, no, I don't want it.
No, it's less than that. It's like 80.
Yeah, not happening.
You're going up in New
I
York.
would rather live in a shithole town and have an awesome loft than live in a nice ass
Awesome
place
lofty-
in a
lofty?
200 square foot piece of shit. But that's just me.
But what about a cool place? So you'd rather move to Memphis and buy like a house for
Okay,
like
nowhere down south.
$100,000.
I take that back because down south has too many creatures. But
Yeah,
like,
that's what I'm saying. It's
I would go
freaking
back to
Cottonmouth.
Spokane where you're from because there's not as many creatures and it's not down south. It's still in the Pacific Northwest. It's still in Washington State. I would go there and buy an awesome loft like the one I saw on Zillow the other day.
Don't
And
go on
yeah.
there, by the way. They always fucking like
No,
they
I
call
would
you
go
and they're like,
there
"Hey, we saw you
totally
were looking," and you're like,
pay less than $1 million in Seattle, which is stupid. They're butt raping everybody.
"Okay, so we can go back to Seattle as we know,
Okay.
and then we can go to New York as we know, the Japanese futon. We know we can do that, and then we can go
No,
to,
we're not doing
or we could just move right to Japan, I guess, for like 3 years and come back.
Well, Japan
Because
is.
then I wouldn't have. I could buy a real futon and then just bring it home. There we go. Because
Japan
I don't know if
is-
it's gonna
I feel
be.
like it's just like a visit place. I don't
Yeah.
want to actually live there.
I just want to visit for like 3 years, maybe 4, like a high school. And if we come
Maybe.
back, we can live
No.
in Seattle again.
I just want to go to Japan for like 5 days, eat the food. I mean, I don't know how everybody else feels, but at like 5 days to a week,
Everybody else
2 weeks maybe is like the capper.
The catheter. What?
The capper, like you put a cap on it, it's
They
over.
put a catheter in it and it's over.
No, the capper, like the topper. Oh, toppers. What I was supposed to say.
Topper.
But
But
yeah, no.
see, that's the thing. So, or the other thing I would sometimes I think about just moving to fucking northern Idaho and getting a fucking cabin.
Yeah,
like-
I wouldn't survive that.
Yeah, you would. Or moving to Montana. moving to a place where I could get 10 acres and then build a little cabin
I'm terrified of Montana.
and live that sort of way, you know. Or a wooded place.
They have grizzlies
Jesus.
there. They have bears.
You have a place in the woods, you know,
No, thank you.
somewhere in the woods. Yeah, but when you live in the woods,
When
you
live in the
fucking
woods, what?
you load up on fucking guns.
Yeah, and I've never shot a gun in my life.
Well, then if you live out there, then you have to learn. You can't live out there with guns and not know how to use them. You have to live out there and be able to use guns like second nature, you know?
Yeah, I know.
Like how you can swim and walk. And
but
that
I
relation.
don't want to have to wake up and be worried that a grizzly.
You shouldn't have to do that. You wouldn't probably never have to do that anyway. But
and then the anti-diversity.
so we can't live in the woods and we can't live in
would
Japan.
be
So
kind of annoying.
no, there's no.
I mean, I'm sure it's
There's
beautiful.
no diversity in the woods.
They found all the dinosaurs there, but I'm just saying,
Not
yeah,
just
there's no
Montana.
diversity in the woods.
Not
you're
Montana.
right,
I'm talking about the woods somewhere.
but you just said Montana.
It's in northern Idaho, Montana, or just someplace in the woods. Colorado. That's a liberal place in the woods.
I
They're
think
all
that's
weird
a
shit.
Portland.
They're like, hey, bro. They're
I
like
feel
Portland.
like that's a Portland at a different
It
elevation
is,
level.
but we could live in the woods
Um,
for cheaper. Well, no, you can't. Fucking in some
Yeah,
places in
I don't
Colorado,
think
in the
so.
little towns.
And don't they have that make your day law where, like, if somebody comes in your house and you shoot them, no matter what the circumstance, they're just like, you're fine?
Yeah, that's great. How's that bad? That's awesome. I mean,
Is
if
that
anyone
what they have?
if anyone comes
I mean,
to my house,
obviously, the
if anyone comes to my house,
circumstances
I can just shoot them no matter
depends.
what, and I'll get off for. That's a great law.
It's called the I'll make your day.
It's called the
make your day
Welcome to
law,
America,
right?
bitch
After the
law.
Clint Eastwood
No,
Western.
you mean the true documented historical story? Yeah,
Yeah, but it kind of
it's
makes me
not.
nervous.
It's not a true story.
Just saying.
No, that's good because then I can just shoot at will. Yeah, I'd be more scared.
Yeah, I don't.
I'd be
want you
more scared to
at will.
shoot it.
That's the whole point.
I'd be more scared to shoot a guy if I lived in like California in my house because they'd probably be like, "Oh, he was just, he was on a rough streak, and
Well,
and I would probably get
anyways-
sued and lose."
Anyways, I'm gonna do that to you like you did to me earlier.
What?
What we're talking about places to live. What place?
So
If you could live anywhere in the entire world,
I would live all over the world.
for let's go 6 months.
Answered it.
And what would that be?
Oh, for 6 months?
For 6 months, like you could live anywhere and somebody would pay for your food,
I want to live in
your
Japan.
lodging, everything,
I want to live in Japan or England
and in a safe, nice place.
or France. I'm gonna pick a good place. I'm not gonna pick.
You say yours and I'll say mine.
As I already said, like 10. You're not listening.
Say your number one.
No, just say yours. Don't do the chick thing. God damn.
I'm not doing a chick thing.
They're
I'm
pretty annoying.
doing a human thing.
No, you're not. You're like 1,
We're
2,
trying to get
3,
to the freaking point.
Australia, and you're just like, no, stupid. I said like 6. I was like Japan. I had like 5, like right off the bat,
No.
and you didn't listen. I was
Okay.
like,
Yeah, Japan was number one for you.
Jesus.
And aren't
I mean,
you going to ask
Japan,
what mine is?
England, France. I wasn't done. France.
Oh, my bad. I said one, but anyway.
I would pick a nice place. But anyway, what would you do?
Okay.
It's hard to pick one.
Yeah, I
I'd
know.
have to debate on that
No
shit.
That's why it's an awesome question.
Stupid question.
So for me,
El
I
estupida.
would do. Oh God, it's a tie between San Luis Obispo, Morro
That's
Bay,
boring. Jesus, you could do.
Central California.
I'm like Japan, Germany.
or actually,
Loud, baby.
so it's Central California or it's fucking Barcelona, Spain. Even though I haven't
okay,
been there,
Barcelona
that's like my number one. I want to
be
go there
cool.
so bad. This is. Like,
Oh Jesus. Barcelona would be
why are
sick.
you burping?
Apparently, they do steal your stuff if you go there. Is what I've every
In
single
Barcelona.
documentary I see.
I love that song.
And that's not the song, by the way.
The Eddie,
That's not the song. Idiot.
the one guy did that. Do
That's not the
call me
song.
an idiot. I will kill
Babe,
you.
the song is by Queen. They had a song.
I know
of Barcelona,
Queen had a song,
and you didn't even listen to it.
But
anyway.
then that Ed Sheeran, the new
yeah, the
guy,
fucking that would
okay, you
have
know,
the weird eyeballs.
whatever, the new singer guy. I saw like a YouTube video and they had his song on there, and he was like,
Yeah, that's stupid. Why is my mic moving now?
Chiquito,
No, it's stupid. Shh,
Berito.
shh. Jesus.
Sorry,
God
but it was
damn.
like very, very catchy.
No, it's stupid as fuck. Queen is way better. And they steal your stuff if you go there, because every documentary said that. It wasn't like at first the one said it, and I was like, oh, whatever. And then like later on, like another said it, and I was like, oh, okay. And then I watched like 7, and they all said it.
Well, yeah, they say you have to keep your
Yeah.
belongings close to you. If you got, like, they say if ladies have a purse, they have to keep it close to their body.
Don't relax.
Or they have to lock the shit out of it. So
if
that
you go to a bar,
walk up and
don't take your wallet out and use it. Like,
yeah,
what?
and you can't have it in your back pocket, they say.
Yeah. No, that's.
But
so
I mean,
that's
I feel like that's kind of like a given, and
It is, but to have it be such a thing.
Yeah.
Means it's a thing for, like stereotypes are
the fact that they keep mentioning it.
They're that for a reason. Yeah. It's like
it's like something going on.
Because most of the time it's true. It's like, wow.
But still.
I go someplace where they probably didn't do that as much.
Yeah. I'm just worried about all that.
Japan's pretty clean.
Wine they have there.
The only problem with Japan is I don't have any chance of ever learning their language probably. So that'd be that's a downside.
That is a downside, yeah. But you can learn little phrases just to get by. But, if you're going to travel that far, it'd be nice to at least dip into the dip of the language. You know what I'm saying?
But living in the woods would be sweet. I was at a house the other day doing a work thing. And
no, I'm burping.
The house was in the woods like I wanted. And there was no grass.
No.
Because what the fuck do you need grass for? I don't need to walk around in my socks in my fucking yard,
What house was this at?
Just a house that we went to a stage thing. And it was like, there was no yard. It was just like the woods, like pine needles and shit like I wanted, Yeah. Because I always thought, why do they always have to put grass around that I'm going to have to mow when it could just be the wild? Because every time they put the grass there around the trees that have the pine needles, pine needles fall on the grass, and they're like, "Oh, we gotta sweep these pine needles off the grass." It's like, why do you even bother? Why don't you just let it all occur as it does?
And I guess it's a whole property thing. Like if they have to sell the home.
Well, this place was like that. It was like natural, and it was way cooler. It was like a little hobbit house because you went in. It was just all fucking woody right up until these little steps, and then boom, 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 you're in the. Yeah, it was sick. But that would be cool too.
That would be great.
So it's hard to.
That'd be great if people just didn't really care about their lawns.
But I do know.
Just live like they did in the old days.
I think they had lawns.
I don't know how that would. Yeah.
But I don't know.
But I understand.
But living in the woods like that is also, I know it would be cool, but I know the silence.
Yeah, it's spiritual.
Spiritual, but boring.
It's boring.
The silent, like when you're just out there, and you're just like,
yeah,
it's fucking. You're like, wow, I should have a gun nearby.
And the nearest coolest city is like how far away?
That's really good. That's cool. That is really cool, but it's like you got to be ready for that. I know what that's like too, so it's like,
I don't know what that's.
Am I ready for that yet? Again, I don't know about yet because I haven't been to New York yet. Never been to Tokyo.
Yeah.
Never been a lot of places, so yeah, that'd be.
Well, that's interesting because I feel like I would want to experience that silence in my life right now.
Well, it's nice because I had that. Liberty Lake was pretty quiet. It was a neighborhood around a lake, but it was a quiet one. And then you go up into the woods, 5 steps away in any direction.
Mm-hmm. It's like you're in your own little world.
Yeah, it is like a bubble.
Which to me sounds nice.
It's like a wilderness bubble, which is nice. But then as you're walking, like, it's just, it's quiet. It's just different, I guess. But
yeah,
there's an advantage. It's cool to be able to order a bacon cheeseburger to your front door. So when I first fucking moved to Seattle, I was like, what the fuck? Because all we could get in Spokane is fucking pizza delivered.
Oh, wow. That's so cute. So you guys had like the little downtown area where you had like certain restaurants you just have to go to and get takeout?
Yeah, you would just go, and pretty much the only thing in Spokane that for delivery would be Chinese if you're nearby enough a place, but it'd be like $80. Or Domino's.
Oh my goodness.
For delivery. And in Seattle, it was Vietnamese food down the block.
Anything.
There was
to a point.
Kathy's was I had the Tyler burger. It was fucking huge. And it was bacon. And I lived in the studio, and we ordered this shit. And
yum.
I remember that. And I was like, oh my God. So that's really sick. And the Chinese food we had in Seattle on Capitol Hill
was great.
Was the shit with the big shrimp in it. The rice alone. There was the rice with the shrimp and fucking everything in the world.
Mm-hmm. And the freaking.
Oh, that was good.
I don't even remember what I got.
It was
I think
real.
I got like beef noodle something, like beef and broccoli.
Beef nut sauce.
With like noodles. It was like the best thing I ever had. It was like broccoli on steroids. And it was like delicious. So are you thinking that Seattle would be a good place for us
New
to
York
move back to?
With the futon, a 75 square foot.
I'm not paying that much for rent anywhere.
It's only going to be like $5,000. Jeez.
No. It's just not going to go down. I'm saying when you're in your 30s and
'Cause you're old,
you
so
have
you
shit to
feel it
figure
more.
out, like paying extra rent
If
just
you're
to
older,
be in a cool
so you
city
feel it
is
more.
kind of like the last thing on my mind. I want to go where I could be successful.
Is it because you're old and you feel it more?
No, it's
That the end
because
is
you're
near?
old and you're wiser and you're like, fuck that. You're raping me in my butt.
You're one
And
month
I'd rather
wiser.
live somewhere where I could have a career and not have you rape me in my butt for rent.
So where?
Basically.
But a place like Spokane is good for families. That's a great place.
That's what I'm saying.
But I'm not.
I had this whole view of
I don't
us
think I'm
going there,
there
though,
yet.
and I was like, we'll get so bored after like a certain amount of months, and
That's what I'm
it's the
saying,
same
yeah.
people.
And I can't order that
and-
bacon cheeseburger and stuff.
And then if we like swear or do anything like not that cool, people stare at us, and then we're an interracial couple. And what if people have a problem with that? And it's just like
No,
all
not a
kinds of
problem with
stuff that you think about. And then if we had a kid, he would
I
be an
wanna see
interracial
it.
kid, and we're on the
He would be
border of
light
Idaho.
brown.
I mean, how does that work?
He'd be light brown. No, and no one cares anymore.
Well, I mean,
No one cares.
I would hope not, but it's still.
I don't think so.
I guess I'm still. A little
There's
bit
just not
concerned
a-
with the lack of diversity.
There's
in
just
that
not
part
a
of the-
lot of black people,
the
but
state.
it doesn't. There's not a lot of black people, but it doesn't mean that the white people there hate the black people.
I
The ones
agree.
that are there, because the 5 that are there, they're like, hey, that's cool.
And it's not even like
And they're
I'm
just like,
scared
there
of
sure are a
that.
lot of black people.
I'm more scared of like ignorance in general. Just
No, I remember being there.
because
and
ignorance isn't always
it's annoying as fuck.
mean. It could just be pure ignorance.
fucking
and
annoying.
It's annoying though. But yeah, so that's what I'm saying. I don't want to be around it.
Yeah, so
if I
I don't know
can
about
avoid
that.
it.
I'm thinking Tokyo, New York. Probably not Montreal anymore. I'm turned off of that. It's way too snowy.
Oh, I would love to live in
It's too
Montreal.
snowy. I want a vacation there though, and eat that food.
I
don't want
forget, you went to Victoria,
Victoria.
BC, but did you go to Vancouver?
It was all right.
Because I grew up going to Vancouver.
No, Vancouver's sick looking. Vancouver, I wish I would have gone.
Is the shit. I love Vancouver. I was like, when I was younger, I wanted to go to the University of Victoria.
It's too much like Seattle that I
Um,
would just rather live in Seattle for the hassle of switching
It's
countries.
so much different.
It's so close. It's like, I'll take, because Seattle's a little warmer.
It's close, but it's just the weather is
It's a little too cold up
so
there.
much more
In
crazy.
the great.
And
no,
then
it's too cold.
I mean, it's a different country still.
Yeah, and they're fucking weird.
They're not. I mean, they're awesome. No.
They're cool, but they're
It's-
weird. I mean, everyone's
I mean, I
weird, but-
experienced a lot of interesting things in
You sound
Canada.
loud.
I saw somebody get stabbed,
Sound loud.
or not get stabbed, but he came in the store after he had been stabbed.
Yeah, the aftermath of the stabbing.
But that doesn't reflect Vancouver.
No,
I'm
that was just
saying.
a
It's
freak.
just-
Occurrence. But anyway, no,
Well,
I don't want to go up
anyway.
there. It's too cold, so that kind of cuts that out. And I don't think I want to go to Mexico. Oh, jeez, that was almost.
I just want to. I want to go where I feel safe, but that I could also have adventures and not feel like a loser. You know, because I feel like if you go back to your hometown, you feel like you're a loser.
Yeah, like
if
an
you had
epic
went
failure.
other places and then
Like-
came back, you're like, oh fuck, I'm a fucking failure now. I'm going back. But then I don't want to go to a place where it's like clearly in my
Right.
mind, I'm like, this is a stupid decision because I don't have that much money. Can't guarantee I'm gonna make it.
Yapping too much. Jesus.
You have to find an in between.
See that whole strip? That's all you. That's too much you. It's gonna
Yeah,
be back
but
and forth.
I think if
Holy shit.
people do listen to this one
You're yapping
day,
too much. They're gonna be like, "God, this chick's yapping a lot."
This is the part that they would probably relate to.
This is
is
the part they'd
they
probably-
could give us their comments and we could talk about it on the
Babe,
next show.
they would turn this part off because it sounds.
Okay,
would just
well,
eventually
whatever.
hear
We'll
blah,
see.
blah,
If
blah, blah,
anybody's
blah,
listening, if you
blah,
wouldn't
blah.
turn this part off, you can let me know because I'm pretty sure
No
you
one's
wouldn't.
listening.
I'm pretty sure they are.
That's funny though.
You know,
But yeah, so
we'll see.
this didn't really accomplish much. But this is how it is. It's like,
I don't know what the fuck to do with my life, right? But damn it, we're gonna figure it
I
out.
kind of want a futon either way though. They're sick. The one, remember the package I put together was like, I got a traditional. I got the futon thing itself with the custom cover, and
I want the blue velvet.
I got the custom tatami mat underneath, which is really expensive, and then 2 pillows, and it was like $1,500.
Do you remember the blue
It's
velvet
fucking sick.
cover?
Yeah, I want the burgundy one though.
Oh, the burgundy one
I had a
actually
classy
was
one
more
that looked
classy.
sick. Yeah.
The blue velvet was kind of like 70s cocaine weird.
I just want, well, that's cool too, but I want my bedroom to, I want my bedroom just to look like you're in Japan. Just like, what the hell is this shit out of nowhere? But then have just like a normal big kitchen, and I want to use one of the toilets.
Yeah.
That restaurant in town has one. I'm gonna go shit on it.
The one you want to take me to?
Yeah, Maru or
It has a crazy. How do you know?
It has
that?
the toilet. It shows it on the picture
Of
in the
course it
bathroom.
would.
Fucking has one.
They're like, hey, we
I want
got it all.
I want to save up I'm gonna make sure my butthole's itchy, because it has like
Ew.
the spray with the wide vagina, narrow
don't
vagina,
make sure your butthole's still clean.
open vagina.
Your ass.
Agape.
Please.
No, I don't think I'm gonna.
Please clean. It'll clean it even more. It
Oh,
has the wide vagina and the small.
I don't think I'm
vagina
gonna like
spray, right?
I don't think I'm gonna like it because
I'm gonna try both of them.
Does it blow dry you?
I've never heard of a blow drying.
Because if it doesn't blow
Um,
dry, then I won't like it because I can't have any moisture. You don't like that shit. I blow dry everything.
Well, you can blow dry afterwards.
Yeah, but if they don't have a blow dryer in there and you're in a restaurant,
I'm
and you're
sure
like,
they
oh,
have it
shit,
down though,
dude.
because everybody
It's
says
fucking
it's really
moist.
awesome. I just don't want to sit on a seat where somebody else got the duty sprayed out of their hole and then be like, "Oh, I'm gonna get that done too."
Anyway.
I just like that seems so weird to me. It's like this.
Yeah.
It's just kind of gross.
You know what the thing
thinking-
about bidets that they don't tell you? It splatters like
Yeah,
duty
splatter.
when I was cleaning
feces.
apartments. This guy had one, and I kept having to clean it repeatedly over time.
That is disgusting.
I was like his regular cleaner, and it was like,
That's why I would feel violated.
wow, I almost killed myself doing that job for real. That was crazy.
Well, I feel like if it was you and you just
Oh
bought
my
a
God.
Japanese toilet and just got it installed in your house, you're the only person that's using it.
Yeah, well, that's
Then
sick
I could
as
do it.
fuck.
But
yeah.
when 1,000 people have had water sprayed up their duty hole, it's kind of like,
It's not up it so much as at it, because it bounces off. It doesn't insert.
well, what's the point then? It's
All
not
right.
going to get in there thoroughly.
Well, that's a good spot to end the podcast. This has been the 6th episode of the I Don't Know
that
What to
water
Do with My
better
Life
be like
podcast.
directionally
And this is
focused.
my girlfriend Ashton as a guest, I guess. Until I can get
No, I'm going to be a regular once people hear me and understand.
until I can get celebrities on. I'll have people I know.
Okay, well, I am a celebrity. Well, soon to be one, judging from this podcast I just did. So
All right, well,
I have an itch. I'm going to be a regular.
an itch.
I have an inkling.
You
Yeah.
should use a Japanese toilet.
I think people are going to want to hear more of my.
All right, I'm hanging this up.
Yeah.
All right, word.
Bye.